Hi, everybody. It's me, Tracy. I'm here for the Tuesday edition. I told you all I would be here Tuesday for another episode of The Tracy Show. Keep in mind, I'm still trying to get back on my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule. So, just here to kind of chop the wood, and you could chop it up with you all, see how everybody's doing. You can see the title, Secrets You Should Know About the Debate. You'll probably be asking what type of secrets I have. They may not necessarily, not that it's misleading, but I think you already know these things. And I've got a cough here. Sorry about that. I have a terrible cough. I am still recovering from a cold. So before I get started, let me backtrack. Subscribe to this channel. Somehow I was up to 252 and I'm down to 248. So now I'm 52 away from 300. Subscribing literally costs you nothing. Subscribe. Remember to comment. And we got a fire truck going down the street, so I'll just wait. That truck is taking a long time. So remember to comment on this video, because commenting actually makes us higher in the algorithm. Remember to like this video. I'm lacking on the likes. So just please like this video. Share this video. Again, you'll want to subscribe to the channel. Subscribing costs you literally nothing. And keep in mind, you all should have started getting fundraisers. Join TRACYMedia Entertainment for our fundraiser. Forget that little L thing. That's a typo. Let me go down to the correct one. Join TRACYMedia Entertainment for our fundraiser Saturday, August the 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can get your tickets by that link right there. It's in the description section, so just click the link. We're going to have 80s trivia, music, politics, culture. So it's going to be a fun evening. Let's get this kicked off. So, unless you live under a rug, you had to have either jumped on social media and saw comments or actually watched the debate itself. That is literally probably it's the worst debate I have ever seen in my life. This one beats the Arizona gubernatorial race debate where the RNC candidates were carrying, like said that 2,000 mules were carrying ballots. This has got that beat. Let's get one thing straight. Both candidates were terrible. Both of them. But Biden made Trump look plausible. I don't know what happened to Joe. He had a cold. That's what they're saying. He had a cold. But when your own party says, you know what, this ain't it, and we need to replace you, you know you've done terrible. Now I'm going to talk about why I don't think Joe Biden is going to get replaced. A couple of reasons. The first one, let's just say they replace him. Their convention is in. They could replace him now if they change their rules, or could they? I think they could replace him now by doing a nomination. But let's just say they replace him now. Number one question, who are they going to replace him with? Number two question, how does that look when you're replacing your candidate? That's not a good look. All right. Number three problem, you've got to get Biden and his camp to buy into him stepping aside. Those are the main three problems that I see in terms of getting him to step down. So let's just kind of take this step by step. So, first question is if, and I'm saying if because I literally don't think this is going to happen. Democrats, y'all stuck with a bad candidate. Y'all just stuck. Just deal with it. Do some, do something because this is what you get. This is literally what y'all get for 2016. Changing rules. No, 2020. I'm sorry. Well, 2016 too. Changing rules so that Hillary could get the nomination and so that Biden could get the nominations. You put your finger in it. You fix the primaries. This is payback. And it's just what you get. Now you're stuck with this awful, terrible candidate who could not put a full sentence together. Full sentence. And again, here I go with talking about why I don't think Joe Biden is going to step down, nor do I think he's going to still be the nominee. So let's again go through this step by step. So the first one I said was, who are they going to replace him with? Well, there's a ton of people. There's the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, I think that's his name. There's Gavin Newsom of California. And all the people I'm naming so far are governors. So there's Governor Wes Moore, Governor Gavin Newsom, Governor Gretchen Whitlam, the governor of Kentucky, whose name I can never call, Governor Shapiro of Texas, Kentucky. No. Shapiro is Pennsylvania. You might as well throw Kamala Harris in there because she's the only one that has been on all the ballots. So if they did replace Joe Biden, she would have to be the most likely because she's already been on the ballots, right? That's going to cause contention, although I'm here for it. But to just ignore her, that's, I'm not a Kamala fan, but I do think the administration kind of gave her things that they knew weren't solvable, and they did it because they don't like her. She is the queen of word salad. I don't know what she's saying, and she's way younger than Joe Biden, and I'm still like, what are you talking about? I think, like I said, I think she makes the most sense logistically because she's still vice president. So again, those candidates I named. But let's just do something else. Let's just say Joe Biden resigns, right? She's automatically the president. No doubt about it because she's the vice president. When the president steps down, due for whatever reason, the vice president takes over. So she's president. You can't say, oh, well, she can't be president. Yes, you can. Do you then say if she's the first female person of color, which I really hate, but I'll use it in this case because she's both Indian and black, do you say to that type of person, hey, you're not our nominee? How do you deny Kamala the nomination in that case? How do you deny her the nomination in any case? Like I said, she's the only one that has been on all the ballots, right? She's the number 2 slot. So, if they were going to replace Biden, they would have to come up with a very good reason not to put Kamala in there, right? Because I don't think she goes for it. Because her point would be, which I would agree with, hey, I'm on the ballot. I've been on the primaries. I've been out here caping for the president. So I don't think that you can just sidestep her. Like some of the TYTs and Burn It Down, everybody's trying to say, oh, they can just sidestep her. You can't. She's literally there, right? sorry, I just got the attack of coffee. But it doesn't make sense to me how they're gonna just ignore her candidacy. One, they would have to agree if Joe Biden steps aside, right, and she doesn't get the nomination, now you gotta nominate both a president and a vice president. Do you leave her in as vice president and just nominate somebody else as president? That's not gonna make sense. That's not going to make sense to the public. Look how that looks. That looks like if I'm just independent voter, and I am an independent voter, but hey, y'all know my support is for Dr. Cornel West, period. But if if they put somebody else ahead of her and the president, she's going to be vice. That wouldn't make sense. It would make more sense if she had a better platform, didn't speak in word salad, didn't say things that literally don't make any sense. You would put her as the presidential nominee and then get another vice president. That makes more sense to me than just totally wiping, just replacing Joe Biden and not her. You have to talk her into this idea. How do you talk somebody that's held that office for 3 years into that idea? That's a very, very hard thing to do. And I think people need to step back and say, oh, well, Biden's going to get replaced. You almost, if you're going to replace Biden, then you're going to have to replace Harris also. And again, how does that look to the public? You're going out to the public saying, hey, we have to replace our nominees. If I'm just not engaged potential voter, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why did you? I mean, we saw the debate, so we know why. But why that doesn't look right? You should have some sense of loyalty. You should have some sense of dignity. You should have. It would just look bad to me. Now I could be wrong as wrong as wrong as wrong as wrong can be, but that's my number one reason why I think Biden is the nominee easily. I don't think they're going to change it because, again, they have two people to convince. They have to convince Biden to step down. And apparently he's already said, I'm not going anywhere. I think what the Democrats should be doing, no, you're stuck with this nominee. This is payback for 2016 and 2020. Just what you get. Second point. In terms of, I've already talked about who could replace him. I've talked a lot about Harris. Let me say this. I don't think anything in Gaza would change, right, with any of the people that I named. Wes Morgan, Gavin Newsom, Governor of Pennsylvania, Gretchen Whitmer. I don't think anything changes. I think we still give more money to Gaza. I mean, we still give more money to Israel for weapons. We still have funding to Ukraine. Nothing changes, right? However, you can tell some of them really want to do it. And I can't play the clips because I couldn't find them. I've been searching all day for these clips. You could tell, especially Gavin Newsom and Wes Morgan. Those two are like low-key, like, okay, come on, Biden. Just drop out so I can run. Again, you're going to have to convince Kamala to still take the number 2 position, which she won't. She's going to want that number 1 spot. But, y'all, this cough is going to be the end of me. But it doesn't make sense to me because, well, it does make sense that they're capable, because they can't straight up say, you know what, Biden, you too old, you're not cognitive, so just step aside and let me take it. They can't say that. They're Democrats, right? So they're not going to say that. But they can go with, he had a bad night, he had a cold, he had too much information, he was whatever. Hello, rude byway MC. I don't know what those are. Might don't have, those are flags. And you're gonna have to tell me what you're talking about. But thank you for tuning in. Um, yeah, like I said, they can't just come out and say, "Man, look, step aside, just let me take it," because that's gonna look like you're going against the establishment. And if you know anything about the Democratic Party, is they don't go against establishment. Democrats, they don't go against each other. Matter of fact, um, I could use the squad for example. They came in with all these great ideas, and then they just basically went. They basically went establishment, right? It's hard to get out of that system, and if they want the nomination, they can't just straight up say, "Man, look, just leave. Don't do this anymore. You've got to get out the race and let me in. I can win." No, they've got to play it like they support Joe Biden. They got to campaign for him. And then at that convention, they have to do some work. Now, I don't know exactly how the Democratic convention works. It's been a long time since I don't think I've ever participated in a Democratic National Convention Committee meeting. It's been a long time, so I have no idea how that works. I'm assuming that there's work behind the scenes because if you're smart, you would just do that. If you're smart, right? You would just be like, okay, I'm gonna work behind the scenes, talk to some, and I don't know how this works, right? Because each state has delegates, right? And they vote. So when the states, um, um, wouldn't the states be the ones that would nominate them? Right? The delegates from each state would make the nomination. I'm assuming. I don't know if you know how the Democratic nomination process works. Please put it in the comments because I don't know. This is just what I'm assuming. Right? I'm assuming that the delegates would make a vote, and I'm assuming that winner takes all. Again, this cough. I'm assuming winner takes all. I don't know. But they're going to have to do some behind the scenes work. They're going to have to get people that support them. So they have to, yeah, they have to get people to support their nomination instead of Joe Biden. How do they spend that? Well, they could easily say, well, he's up there in age. He's not his best strength. We thank him for, wait a minute, somebody gave me an answer. Delegates are proportional for primaries. Okay, again, thank you, because I had no idea. Because I'm just like, well, I assume they just go by popular vote. Whoever wins goes, wins. So they would have to get someone to advocate on their behalf. Biden had primary competition, except for they had no debate. There was Marianne Williamson, Dean Phillips, Frank Lozada, and Cenk Uygur. Although Cenk, bruh, you wasn't born in America. You can't be president. So he had competition, but they basically fixed the whole thing for Biden, which is another reason why he's gonna be the nominee, right? They literally fixed this primary so that Biden Harris would get the nomination. They don't want any. They at that time didn't want a replacement. They saw last Thursday, and said, oh, wait a minute, hold on, we can't win with this. So if they're thinking that way, they're going to have to persuade people to get on their team to backstab the presumptive nominee, right? I don't know how that's going to work out well because, again, you're going to be seen as betraying the establishment. I don't think Joe Biden is running anything, which is another secret. But although the things I'm saying are literally not secrets, but these are things I don't think the media is kind of talking about. Um, I forgot about him. He was a candidate with the Democrat. I forgot about RFK, but then he went independent. Hello, Robbie. Extensive coverage on this topic. Thank you. So, what I just don't know how that's going to work, because how do they gain support, right? They're going to have to say, look at what he did in the debate. It's not going to get any better. The man is 82, although I do know people in their 80s and even their 90s that are more cognitive than Joe Biden, but that's the point. They can say, he didn't look good. He talked like this. He talked like this. And then he couldn't do anything else but this. And you could barely hear him. So if they're trying to say, okay, I'm going to present the best chance of beating Trump, because that's the ultimate goal, right? Like, there's nobody else running for president, but this is how the two-party system thinks. They're going to have to convince people, then make sure they vote. Then if it's a whole bunch of people running, that convention is going to be a mess. When I said at the beginning of the year, the 2024 election would be a humdinger, this is what I was talking. I don't know if I saw this coming, but oh my goodness. This election is not going to be like any of the other ones. And please miss me with this is the most important election of our lifetime. It's an important election, but it's not the most important. So there is another thing that could be done. And this was talked about when Trump was running for president, is the cabinet could invoke the 25th Amendment. And the 25th Amendment, that's a really unusual one, right? They could literally invoke the 25th Amendment and remove Biden from office. So I'm going to bring this up because I'm going to share my screen, but I want people to keep this in mind. The cabinet can invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Biden from office. And I don't think I've heard anybody talk about this. So I'm going to bring this up, 25th Amendment. Okay, and I'm going to go to Wikipedia, because Wikipedia. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so according to Wikipedia, Amendment 25 stipulates that the vice president becomes president of the United States should the incumbent president die or resign or has been disposed through impeachment, establishes how a vacancy in the office of vice president can be filled, or provides for the transfer of presidential powers and duties to the vice president, either on the president's initiative, which means he could just say, hey, I'm out of here, or the initiative of the vice president and the majority of the cabinet. So, in other words, the cabinet could remove Joe Biden. Nobody's talking about the 25th Amendment. His cabinet could technically remove him from office. Then Kamala Harris becomes the president because, again, she's number 2. So she would have to become the president. How would that look? Let's just say that happens within, let's see, the convention is in August. So let's just say you got all of July. I don't think it's going to happen this fast. but they remove him from office. Now Kamala Harris is on the ticket as presidential camp. No, this isn't going to work. They're not going to do this. His cabinet will not vote for him to remove him from office. They could, because Amendment 25 says they can, but they're not going to. Again, I think you're stuck with Joe Biden. I'm saying that's just what you get. All you had to do was have a primary. You could have had a debate. You could have just had 2 debates and then let the delegates in the DNC vote for whoever they think. So we're going to kind of go to some comments before. Nope, I just replaced it actually. Okay. Kamala is number 2. People want her less. True. RFK's voice is at least as bad as Biden's. Yeah, but it's not soft. And at least you could hear him. Now he has a whole issue, like some disease with his throat. So okay, we'll give him that. We'll be like, oh well, he's got a condition. He can't help it. That's just the way it is. Biden's run is by the corporate oligarchs and his cabinet. They milk the cow for all it's worth. Now they go to their plan B. I don't think they have a plan B. Biden has Alzheimer's. They know he's done. The 25th Amendment is acted. It'll be on the slide. Like I said, now would be the time to do it, and I don't think they are. RFK Jr. is no joke, but to me he is, because again, I don't support his candidacy at all. But I did sign for him to get on the ballot. Okay, so the next point that I want to bring up is this. Again, we've talked about how it would look to the public. Would you then have another debate? Right? Let's just say, okay, let's go with this. They replaced Biden as the nominee. Right? Was Gavin Newsom, Graham Richard, Westmore, whoever. Let's just put Westmore in there. He's the black person. I'll put him in there. Don't think it'll be him, but okay. So they put Westmore in. What if Westmore doesn't want Kamala Harris to be his VP? Again, you have to convince her, hey, you're going to stay VP, but we're going to put somebody else ahead of the ticket. When you should technically put her head of the ticket and then choose another vice president, right? That's what you should do. But again, the Democrats know how to change their own rules. They do it all the time. They rule a private corporation so they can do whatever they want. But let's just say Westmore, Gavin Newsom, any of those are replaced, right? So now, what does that look like to the constituents in their state, right? You don't have to select somebody. Let's talk about who could replace Biden. You don't have to nominate Gavin Newsom, because unfortunately the Democrats are going to win California. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Unfortunately. I wish Dr. West had a chance in California. I wish that was the case. But unless this election is really off the humdinger, California is going to the Democrats. So it has to be from a swing state, right? Maryland is not a swing state either. So you can take Maryland and California off the boards because they're not swing states. So that would leave, and Kentucky's governor, Kentucky is just red. Kentucky's not going to go, I know they have a Democratic governor, but you also have to be conservative because it's Kentucky, right? So, no. So you have to pick, the best pick would be either Shapiro from Pennsylvania, swing state, or Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan, also a swing state. If you're going to do it, right? If you're going to do it, you have to pick from a swing state. right? Because you can't, like I said, Maryland and California are going for the Democrats. Kentucky's going for the Republicans. Doesn't even make it. There's no sense of us even arguing about it. So now you got to go to those two states, right? So Gretchen Whitmer, and I'm not saying positive and saying yeah I support the candidate. No, again I support Dr. Cordell West, but from their thinking, um, she's female, she's corporate, she toes the party line. I don't know anything about Shapiro. I just know he's the governor of Pennsylvania. I know that Pennsylvania has a Republican Democrat. It's like a really close split, and I don't know. So I would think, and you can all comment if you want. I would think that Gretchen Whitmer would be the better choice because now you're appealing to women. Now you're appealing to white women. Now you're opening the base. So now you have two women, her, and assuming that she keeps Harris. I'm just assuming that Harris is going to stay the VP nominee, right? And they'll just replace Joe Biden. So now you have two women, one and two. So now you have the historical factor playing into this. So if I'm a betting person, which I am not, and if I'm a logical person, which I am, I would think if I'm a Democrat, I would go with Gretchen Whitmer. Only because she would appeal to women, only because she's corporate and she toes the party line. She's a very popular governor. Don't forget that she fought against, allegedly, she fought against the people that were like basically trying to assassinate her. Got them in jail. Of course, she did a big old dip on the Flint situation, and she's got other problems. Like all the governors have problems. But I think if you're gonna be smart about it, you have to pick her because again, she's a woman. Now, if you really want to throw in a monkey wrench in this thing, you could pick two women of color. I don't know where this other woman of color is at. But let's just say a name like, I'm trying to think of someone. Someone like an AOC that would be 35 on election day. So technically speaking, I forgot about Rashida Tlaib. That would be strategic. They know because that would make sense, but I'll tell you why they won't pick her. One, they don't have the balls. But second, she's against funding for Israel. So she can't, APAC would be like, no, you can't pick her. No. I would say if they're going to do this, they could pick AOC, who would be 35 on election day. I think she'll be 35 by the time the presidential elections come up. Then you've got two women of color, which again, I hate that phrase. I can't stand it, but I'm using it anyway. You've got two women that can appeal to women, right? Two people that have supportive funding. Well, I think AOC has always voted president. I'm not sure about her vote on Gaza. I just know she's supporting Biden. So she actually endorsed him quite early. Another name. Yeah, the only reason I'm thinking it, rude by the way, MC, is New York is probably going to go for Biden also. I am thinking of a name. I'm going to talk about two people. that have not been discussed. I have no doubt that neither one of these people will get the nomination or be the replacement nomination. Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders will not be the replacement nomination. Period. Point blank. It's not going to happen. I know people have touted Bernie, but he's exactly the same age as Biden. He's eight. No, actually, he's older than Biden. He doesn't have cognitive delay like Biden. Okay, but he's the same age. No, Bernie ain't gonna get it because Bernie also has called for decreased funding for Israel. So that's not gonna happen. And you're right, Bernie supporters don't support him anymore. That is so true. Here's a name that I keep hearing, and if I hear it one more time, I'm gonna just be like, please do this. Hillary Clinton. Why, oh why, do you think bringing Hillary Clinton into any discussion is a good idea? Why? Why would you make her the replacement nominee? She is what, 6 years younger than Biden. So she's younger, not by much. I think she's even younger than Trump. Trump is 78 or 77, one of those ages. Why would you bring Hillary Clinton into this? We did not do anything to deserve her being the nominee again. She already lost to Trump once. So you're going to put an unlikable war hog Democrat in there. And they're all war hogs, but she's like, no, yeah. I hope they do. I want them to, because this would be a guaranteed loser. Girl, bye. Nobody wants you to be the nominee. I'm not even a Democrat. And I'm like, y'all, don't. This is the worst idea. This is the worst idea. This is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea. She's lost to Trump, which I noted, and she's far less popular than she's ever been, yes. So who would make sense? Like I said, I think Gretchen Whitmer makes the most sense because, again, she's in a battleground state. She's female. Would still vote for all of Biden's policies. Would still do the same thing, so nothing really would fundamentally change. Again, I just wonder how would they spin it though, right? Because that's a hard thing to spin. You change your nominee like a month before the convention. I know people are hopeful that Biden will step aside. He's already said he won't. I just think that the Democrats are stuck with this nomination. And if I were Trump, I wouldn't even show up for the second debate. Why? What is Biden going to do the second time that he didn't do the first time? Like, what? What is he going to do? Like, he's going to just sit there and start speaking and not talk like this and then do this. Oh my gosh. Oh, and before I move on to my next point, I got a video to share with you all. I disagree. I don't think there's going to be a change. I think Biden is still going to be the nominee. Because you see people already, the vote blue no matter who crowd, already talking about, I'd rather have somebody with no memory than a liar. Biden lied at the debates also. I don't know, like, have people missed that? But he lied at the debates too, so why can't we have both? And like I said, it's not like Trump hit it out the park like, yep, look at this. Look at these home runs. But compared to Biden, I mean, let me see something. I'm going to check something here. I want to see something. I'm checking something. because I want to see something. Okay, so we're just gonna see exactly the dates. Okay, so if they were going to change it at the convention is from August the 19th to August the 22nd. So now I want to know how many days until August August 19th. They got 48 days. They can't do it. There's no way in 48 days they're going to do this. They're already talking. There was a New York Times article, because they make you pay for them, I can't share them, talking about they're going to move up the nomination process for Joe Biden so he doesn't have to deal with this at the convention. It's not going to happen. Now, listen to me. I'm almost 100% certain that Joe Biden will be the nominee and the Democrats will come in, I say, fourth place. But again, it'll be my fault because I voted my conscience. How dare I do that? Another thing you have to think about is literally the DNC brought this on themselves, right? It was them that decided, you know what? We don't need a debate. We're going to just say that Joe Biden is the nominee and you're just going to like it and we don't care. And everyone was fine with it, right? Nobody protested. ABC, CBS, CNN, MSDNC, they all didn't say a word about no debates. But this is the party of democracy, right? That closes debates. That says, you know what? Let's get Florida to totally cancel out their primary and just have one name. Let's just do that, right? Let's just be anti-democracy. Hello, Mindy. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good. Let's let's just not have anything. Let's just, you know what? Let's just don't have the. Let's just not have democracy, but lie to people and say democracy, which again we've never had, is on the line. Um, if a change happens, it will be a surprise that the convention worked out. Now that I agree with. I just don't think the change is going to happen. Like I said, they got 48 days to do it. Unless they're meeting now, like if they were going to do it, they should do it sooner than later, right? They should not wait until the convention, although I can't tell them what to do. Um, but I just don't think it's changing. It's painfully obvious that he has Alzheimer's. And again, Trump wasn't out there cognitive either. It wasn't like, and I'm not Nancy Pelosi, so I'm not gonna be like, well, wasn't that Trump? He wasn't, I mean, but compared to Biden, oh my goodness, he looked like a Rhodes Scholar. He was out there, he literally didn't have to say anything. And the thing about the debates, if you watch Biden's face, he looked, there were parts of me that actually felt bad for him. And I know people are going to say, you feel bad for him? I did. Because, my father had dementia. I would never put let's just say he has it. I'm not a doctor, so I can't say that. But let's just suppose that he has it. For you to put him out there on a stage like that, you don't do that. You protect people with cognitive issues, right? You protect them basically from themselves, right? Um, to subject him, that's almost elder abuse to me, right? Because it's like I would never ever ever put my father in that type of position. Never. I would just never do it because that's just not. I don't want, and apparently his family is telling him to stay in the race. Why are they telling him to stay in the race? Do they care about him? Or do they care about the power that his office brings? I think it's the latter. It has to do more with a neurological condition over age, that's true. Had him on the rope-a-dope. It was just sad. And another thought I had about the debate, is this the best we can do? Is this the best we can do? Two old white men fighting each other. Yep, that's just the type of discussion we need to have. Two white men fighting each other. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Attack of the burps. But we can do better. Again, I'm supporting Dr. Cornel West, who is clearly better. And I love the way that CNN changed their whole debate rules. Like, I know everybody says the League of Women Voters used to do it, and I'm saying they still exist. Why can't they have a presidential debate? Just have one, right? Because they actually put alternative candidates on stage with the other two, right? Because they had Ross Perot, they didn't have Ralph Nader, but by that time they were taking over. They could literally host their own debate. They don't have to have it corporate sponsored. Just sponsor a debate, run a center. Somebody's going to cover it because it's the League of Women Voters. Put me in a coach, I'm ready to play, says any Democrat in a suit, any DNC in a suit and tie. Exactly. Exactly. Guys, I want to spend the last couple of minutes talking about a video that I saw. I am so tired of, well, let me get this comment before I switch over. That's who it benefited. That's who the debate benefited. This benefit, I bet RFK is like, yes, thank you. People are going to start talking about me. There's even talk that RFK is wanting to be Joe Biden's replacement, which I'm like, you know what? Y'all being petty now. But I want to play a video that kind of demonstrates what the DNC will do to scare people. Obviously, most of us have heard of Project 2025. You know my opinions. I think it's a scare tactic to get people to vote for Joe Biden. You're not going to scare me. I'm going to vote for Dr. Cornel West no matter what. You can say what you want, say what you will. We don't have a democracy. How you can destroy something we never had, I don't know. But all of this thing about Project 2025 and how they're going to take us over and make government rule. They've been, if you read Project 2025, which I actually did, all you'll see is things they've been talking about since I was 8 years old. Right? It's nothing different. But I want to play this video because this is this video you're about to see is cringeworthy. And it's coming from, let me give them credit for this, Real Clear Politics. So, they did, I'm just going to let you see it. I'm just going to let you see it. Hold on a second, guys. Y'all got to see this mess. This is a bunch of mess. This is a bunch of mess. They'll be just not sharing. Oh, yeah, come on. Okay, got it. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm having some troubles with this, but I'm gonna play this because this is terrible. This is terrible. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get right back to it. This video, if you don't know, it took place at the BET Awards, which is Black Entertainment, but it's not Black owned anymore. But blah blah blah. Okay, so here we go.
Print provides hundreds of ways to grow your business.
That's fast.
With easy design tools, fast service, and affordable products, promote your business and
Taraji.
Oh, hello, Madam Vice President.
I thought maybe you blocked my number. I mean, you can call Queen Latifah when she hosting her show. You didn't call me. I had to call you. Is it because I don't have?
Okay, I don't know what tarnation happened. Um, but that commercial was cringeworthy. First of all, in code switching, I don't know if you all know what code switching is. Code switching is when you change your speech pattern to fit a certain situation. So, for example, if I'm around a bunch of friends, I'm going to talk one way. But if I'm in a business setting, I'm going to talk another way. If that isn't code switching, I think because it was at the BET Awards, they were trying to appeal to black people. I think. Um, that ad was paid for. Somebody sat down, wrote a script, and I'm gonna put it in the I'm gonna let me see if I can. I'll put it in the description section just so you all can watch it. Um, I I did code switching should not be a thing, right? Well, wait a minute, let me backtrack. You should try to speak the way you speak as much as you can, right? But What streets are Kamala? What streets is she in? Because if she were in them streets, as she says, then she would know that most of us are not for funding Israel in terms of their attempted annihilation of Gaza, right? She would know that homelessness is a problem if she were in those streets. I don't know how much they spent on this ad, but they could have donated this to a charity and said, "Here, go buy something to eat." Because that right there was terrible. Terrible. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm in them streets? Girl, what streets are you in? You in them corporate streets. Because you not in the same streets that I'm in. I'm about that life, right? I'm about that struggle life. Like, clipping coupons and trying to buy the least generic thing so I can save money. Mindy, you're saying playing to the crowd? I don't think she was playing to the crowd. And I know they got Taraji Henson, who's like a big star, but that was terrible. That was the most terriblest. Yes, it's not a word, but it's gonna be today. Thing that I've ever seen. I've seen bad commercials before. Where is Susan Sarandon when I need her? You know, that's okay. They never gonna get it because they never gonna get Susan Sarandon to be in a Democratic commercial. Get it? She's independent. Go Susan. She's well spoken. She knows the issues. You're gonna get Taraji P. Empire Henson, who clearly has a script. That is a clear script, right? That is a clear script. Things like this are a danger to democracy, right? Because, as Robbie said, I'm not going to bring the comment up, but she knows she's just playing dumb. I'm still trying to figure out what streets is she in? Like, I'm in these streets. She's using what is stereotypically thought of as black lingo to connect to a black audience. And I love how they had her at her desk and like she knows her number and everything. Yeah, she knows the vice president's number, personal number. Yeah, sure. Secret Service just gives it out all the time. That commercial, I gotta try this. I gotta try this one more time. I gotta try this. And the commercial is called "They Ain't Like Us." I don't want to be like you. How about that? I don't want to be like you. Nah, nah. Sorry, yeah. But I gotta go one more time. No. Oh no. And she should be mocked. Yeah, and you can tell the strategy meaning, hey, let's go over there to those colored people's award show. What's it called? The BET Awards? Great government. Yep, that's it. We'll go there. And we'll just pander to black people. They don't. They don't. I mean, what are you hearing? They trying to play on Kendrick Lamar's song, They Ain't Like Us, talking about white people. Thank you. That's the problem. I don't know what black person that she uh no, no. We look, she ain't Obama, right? And y'all know I'm not an Obama fan at all, but no. Obama Obama's guilty of the code switching. Yes. But that right there was just a that was just a blatant that was just a blatant type of I can't find it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna try to find. I mean, I mean, of course they don't have the video in any of the articles. Maybe TMZ. Oh yes, okay. Good old fashioned TMZ. Good old reliable TMZ. I got it. They're not gonna let me play. Y'all, I'm gonna link this page. I'm gonna link this page because I just that was so cringy. And I know, Rob, what you're saying. That's not what I'm saying. They're all bad actors in the play. They are. Citizens United had a hand in bringing us here. They did. That's the other thing. Citizens United always reference, but you notice the people that are saying get rid of Citizens United never bring up a bill for campaign financing. Gee, I wonder why. Guys, guys, I have literally went over my time. I was only supposed to be 1 hour. No, I was supposed to be 45 minutes. Of course, I went over the time. But keep in mind this. I will be sponsoring a fundraiser for my channel. August the 24th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Tickets are $25. My goal is to raise $1,000 so I can get better equipment. I definitely need some new lights, which I cannot afford. I don't like asking for money, but that's what I need to keep this channel up. My website is down because I don't have enough money to pay to keep that going. So please, 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 please get your tickets for the fundraiser. We're gonna have 80s trivia. Um, I will see you Thursday. This Thursday, I'll give you a hint. I have found a show that is worse than Hell, Honey, I'm Home. I have found it. Yes, I have found it. I want to thank everybody that came in. Oh, and that show will be at 7 p.m. So next week, starting Thursday, everything's at 7 p.m. Um, Tune in Thursday. Remember to like this page, comment on this page, share this page with your friends, subscribe, 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 subscribe. I am itching to do my 300 show, but I can't do it until I get 300 subscribers. I'll let Mindy have the last word. Black faces in high places. Yes. We'll see you Thursday. Have a great evening. Bye bye.